What's up, everybody? This is Juan with Liberty Graphic Designs, and today we're going to be sublimating canvases, so don't go anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to show you what you're going to need to sublimate one of these canvases. Obviously, for those of you that tried this before, you know you cannot sublimate this canvas if you want to print the entire thing. And also because it's already framed, you cannot sublimate it or the entire canvas. Anyways, I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought this 5-pack for $13. It's not a bad price. You cannot go wrong with that price. Super cheap. This is a 16 by 20, as you can see right there, 16 by 20. So let me show you what you're gonna need. Obviously, you're gonna need the canvas of your choice. It don't have to be a 16 by 19. It can be a 10 by 10, a 12 by 12, whatever it is that you can get. So, but in this case, we're gonna be using a 16 by 20. And I'm gonna open this pack. I only need one. The only thing that you're gonna need is the frame. That's the only thing we need. We're gonna rip this apart. We're gonna get rid of the canvas and we're gonna save the frame. That's the only thing we want. So I want to put that aside. You need some scissors. You need a stapler. So heavy duty stapler, okay? You can get one of these at Lowe's. You can get it at Home Depot. Another thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need some sort of fabric. Make sure it's 100% polyester. This one I got it at Joann's, and this one is called gabardine. So this one, again, I've been using this a lot. I usually buy this by the roll, but I'm just gonna use that small piece. You're also gonna use a tape, a yard tape or whatever you guys call this. You're gonna need one of these to measure your fabric. So okay, another thing that you're gonna need is gonna be fusible backing. And this one is super long, right? You can get it at Joann's. The only difference that Joann's doesn't sell it that big. It's gonna be maybe like 24 inches. Let's start cutting this right here. So what I'm gonna do is I forgot. The other thing that you're gonna need is gonna be the sublimatable, not sublimatable, but you're gonna be your sublimation prints. Those are still on the printer. I will get it here in a little bit, but those are all the things that you're gonna need. So let's cut this. Fusible backing, and the reason why we're gonna use fusible backing is because this fabric, if you notice, it doesn't stretch a lot, but it will stretch a little bit. We don't want it to stretch. We want it to be nice and stiff, so whenever we go to staple it, so that's why we're gonna use fusible backing. Fusible backing is actually what we use for embroidery, but fusible backing is gonna stiffen up this right here, and it's gonna give it that canvas look. Otherwise, if you just use the fabric, you will notice that it stretches a lot, and you can actually kind of ruin it. But if you use fusible backing, it'll stiffen the fabric up, and it'll look better. So what I'm gonna do, we don't need the stapler right now, but I am gonna cut this right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut a piece of fusible backing that is long enough for this fabric. And you don't need this much fabric. The reason why I'm gonna cut this big of a fabric is because I also use this material to make patches. Now, depending on how stiff you want your material to be, then add another piece. If you believe that one layer is not strong enough, and just go ahead and add another piece. Usually that's what I do. Whenever I'm gonna make canvases like that, I add 2 pieces. It gives it a little more rigid look, and it looks more like a canvas, or it behaves more like a canvas. But in this case, we can do just one, and then we'll test it out and see how that looks. You can actually fuse this and sublimate at the same time. That would be very wise to do. But because I'm going to be adhering this piece of fabric that is really large, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this fusible backing right now, because I'm going to cut the fabric later, because I want to show you what you're going to need. So let's go into the heat press and fuse both of these materials together. So okay, so when you go to adhere both of the pieces together, make sure that you have the fusible backing on the bottom, and then you're going to use your fabric, and that's obviously going to be in the back. So the reason for that, to have the fusible backing at the bottom with the adhesive facing up and then the fabric on top, is because the adhesive likes to follow the heat source. So that's why you want it at the bottom, so you get a better adhesion. And then we're only going to press it for about maybe 5 seconds. It's very, very fast. And so yeah, we just wanted to adhere to the fabric. That's it. That's all we want. So that's it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move it over so I can do the rest. Okay, so we have everything fused. It's ready to go, and you can see the fabric, how the fabric became very stiff now. So that's exactly what you want. Now we're going to go and measure and cut the fabric that we actually need for the canvas. So this is the prints that we're going to be sublimating, and I'm just gonna get it off the printer. There we go. There's the prints that we need. So let's go ahead and measure the fabric that we're going to need for this. So now, to measure the fabric that we need and the actual picture that we need, I didn't show you the picture or the printing process, but I'm going to show you real quick. I'm only going to make one right now for the video, and I'll put this one to the side. Okay, so the size of the picture that you're going to need, it has to be oversized from the frame. That's where your tape comes in. So we're gonna measure the frame from the actual backside, like from the edge of the backside. You're gonna measure all the way across. Remove this. Okay, so we're gonna measure everything from the backside, like so. You know, edge of the backside, or you can go a little farther if you want, and then go all the way to the back. In this case, let me see if I can show you where I measure. So it's about right there, and then on this side, if you see the 22, that's what I measure my print. On the other side is going to be 18 inches. So we go again, if I can show you, it's about, let me see, it's about a ½ inch in the back. See that? 18 inches. Again, this frame is a 16 by 20, but my print, the actual print itself, it's 18 by 22. I want to be 2 inches bigger than the frame, and that's for the picture to wrap around and look like a professional print. Okay, so we don't need that anymore. We're going to put this frame aside. Now we're going to sublimate this in here. But if you notice, I got an oversized piece of material, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this material, and we want to cut about 2 inches bigger than the actual print. So if you notice, I'm cutting about 2 inches bigger. Move this out of the way. That. I don't need that one right now. So now we have the 2 pieces of material that we need. So let's go and sublimate them. And on this one, because the pieces of material are oversized, we don't need to put any tape or anything to hold the actual fabric, the print to the fabric. Plus, I'm using tacky paper for the sublimation, so that'll help with the sublimation itself. So let's go to sublimate. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. You can actually cut a piece of fabric and the fusible backing and the sublimation. You can do everything at the same time. However, sometimes you'll have some wrinkles and you have to be really careful. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place the picture right about in the center of the fabric. And we're gonna sublimate at 380 degrees for 43 seconds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go ahead and sublimate the other one. Just so you know, the paper that I'm using is by Tex Print, tacky paper. The printer that I'm using is an Epson F6370. The fusible backing, you can get it at Joann's. The fabric, you can get it at Joann's. The fabric, again, is called gabardine. And that's about it. If you guys don't have a press this big, don't worry. You can make it with a press like that, or a smaller press. The only thing is that you're gonna have to be pressing multiple times. If you don't have a printer as big as mine, don't worry. You can also print what is called tile, and you can put them together, glue them to, tape them together, and then that way you can make such a big print. So that's it. I'm gonna turn this press on because it's getting hot in here, and I don't need it on anymore. So let's see how they sublimate it. There's my paper. You can see I could have left it a little longer because I still got a lot of ink on the paper, but I got a very nice, very good sublimation, and I'll show you in a little bit. And let's check out this is the first one that we sublimated. Usually the first one doesn't look as good as the second one, and you can see I still could have left it there for another 5 to 10 seconds. But then I'm going to show you the prints. So here's the prints. As you can see, they look very, very good. I did not take that picture, and I didn't do anything to that picture. I didn't adjust it. I didn't do anything. Here's the second one, and to me, the second one looks better. So these are both of my nieces. Obviously, my niece is in the Army. I'm sorry, not the Army. She's in the Navy. She's currently stationed in Japan. So she left in October. So that's my niece, and this is obviously my other niece. So, okay, so now the next thing that you're gonna need. Now we're gonna get the frame, and like I said, we don't need the canvas because the canvas can stay there. You don't have to get rid of it. If you want to take it off, you can. But sometimes when you leave it there, it creates a bulky kind of surface. However, if you pull it nice and tight, it actually helps. So I would recommend that you actually leave the canvas in place and don't take it off. You really don't need to take it off because that's gonna create more garbage. So let's go and frame this to the canvas so you guys can see how we do it. Man, it's hot in here. So now, leaving the canvas in place, we're gonna flip the image upside down, and then you're gonna place your canvas in the center of the picture. You're gonna grab your stapler, and we're gonna start on one end. We're gonna staple this part, and you notice how my overlap is right there, and make sure you measure it so it looks nice and even, same way this way, because you don't want the picture to be crooked. Like for example, right now it needs to come back this way a little bit. If you have a ruler, you can measure it so you can get a better position on the actual print. So now you're gonna take it and you're gonna start on the center. Put a staple kind of like at an angle. Notice how these staples are straight. You can put them straight, but usually the staples will hold better if they're at an angle, kind of like that. So then we're gonna make sure that this one actually looks somewhat straight. You put 3 staples, and then you can go to the opposite side. You're gonna pull the center. I usually use these pliers to pull it, but for this one, we don't need to pull it that much. It's just a canvas. We're not going to be painting on it. So what I'm doing is I'm actually putting some pressure. Put your staple there. That staple was like in the wrong position. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it against my leg because I want to pull a little bit right here. And then with a staple, staple, you go over here, staple, staple, and I'm not pulling like really hard. I'm pulling somewhat, but not like super hard. So if you want to see what it looks like, you know, make sure that you're not getting any wrinkles in there. That's the reason why we are using the fusible backing. If you don't put fusible backing in it, you're gonna get a lot of wrinkles in your print. So that's the reason why we don't want to use fusible backing. Now we're gonna start on the other end. And on this side, like whenever you do the first staples, you really don't have to pull it. And this one is the one that you're gonna be pulling. Especially if you see that you have any wrinkles, but you don't want to pull it too much where you distort the image. So we're just going to pull it just a little bit, and you always want to start in the center and work your way out. Notice how I go to almost to about 3/4. Come back over here. Do the same thing. If I didn't have the canvas behind it, it'll be kind of saggy right now. So that's what I'm saying. Leave the canvas, don't take it out, because the canvas is going to help you have it in place and look nice and straight. Okay, so when you're finishing up, you don't want to put staples too close to the corner because you need to fold the fabric. So that way you have enough room to fold the fabric, and then to fold it, you actually push this one down. See how I'm pushing it down, and then you're going to fold this one kind of like a Christmas present, just like that. Fold it so you get a nice corner right here. And then you pull this one over, and that should give you a nice fold. So again, kind of like a Christmas present. I don't know how good you can see on the video, but this one will come around, fold over like so, and then bring it down. So there you go. After you staple the entire fabric and then you cut it, trim it, this is what it looks like. So super easy. It's amazing. I mean, this can make a very good Christmas present. I mean, or a business. You know, we sell not a lot of these stuff, but we do sell from time to time frames like this. Again, super easy to make. Very, very inexpensive. So there you go, guys. This is it for this video. If you do have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe and ding the bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. If you want to see something new done in this channel, let me know. Again, this project was like super easy. I mean, right now it's almost Christmas. Today is the 5th, December the 5th, 2021. This will be perfect for a Christmas gift. As a matter of fact, that's what I made it for, is for a Christmas gift. So I'm making both of them. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. It was a pleasure like always, and I will catch you on the next one. See you later. Bye-bye now. God bless you. Adios.